What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So if you guys have been paying attention to NIO's share price today, you're probably aware that they actually jumped up a decent amount today. And they're up right around 6.3% and up almost $3 on the day. Now this is due in part to a couple things that we're going to go over, and one of those things being that NIO finally landed the license agreement, which is going to allow them to produce vehicles in Europe. And on top of that, there's also news regarding NIO's second factory that they're planning on building at some point in the future. So we're going to go over all the details regarding both of these things that's really propping up NIO's share price today. But before we actually get into the video, for those of you who are new here, my name is Evan, and I make videos that show you guys different ways of making money. So if that interests you guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss when I upload. Also, if you guys wouldn't mind going down and hitting the like button, I would really appreciate it, and it lets me know that you guys enjoy these video updates every day. So again, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting the like button, I would really appreciate it. Now again, like I was saying, NIO's up right around 6.5% on the day, and as of right now, they're up $2.75 on the daily chart. They're trading right around 45.50 or so, and they actually peaked at 46.21 a couple hours ago, but you don't actually get a good idea of how much NIO is actually up until we zoom out to the 1 week chart. And when we look at the 1 week chart, you can see that NIO was trading pretty flat for the past week or so, and they were actually on a slight downwards trend until this news came out about the license agreement and the news regarding the second factory. Then you can see that's where they spiked from about 42.80 up to 45.50 where they're trading right now. And on the week, they're up 9.2%, which translates to almost $4 up on the weekly chart. And if we actually zoom out to the monthly chart, NIO's been doing pretty well this past month, and they're actually up 31% on the monthly chart and up about $11. So this is big for NIO because they've actually been on a downwards trend since the beginning of the year. And it wasn't only NIO. You guys know that a lot of other EV stocks were also being affected. And a lot of people were figuring that the bubble kind of popped. But it looks like NIO and a lot of other EV stocks are starting to climb back up. And they're starting to gain some momentum again because they had lost a lot of momentum when many of these companies started suffering from the chip shortage. But now getting into all the details behind the secondary factory and the licensing, I'm going to start out with the construction of the second factory, and then I'll get into the licensing and how that's going to affect NIO going forward, and how that's going to affect their deliveries come this September in Norway. But for their second factory, NIO CEO confirmed that a second factory is going to be opening next year, and he just confirmed that their manufacturing partner has begun construction of a second factory near NIO's headquarters. And this plant is going to be operated by NIO's manufacturing partner, which is also known as JAC Motors, and it's being built in a new NIO park, which NIO has agreed to help build and lead this NIO park. And they're hoping that it's going to help make the city a center for electric vehicle expertise and manufacturing. And it's also part of a bailout deal with the economic development authorities last year. Now, in terms of when this factory is going to be up and operational, the prediction right now is that the new factory is expected to begin production in the third quarter of 2022. And this is according to William Lee. And he also mentioned that once it's up and running, it's going to increase NIO's available production capacity to 20,000 vehicles per month. And that's a huge increase because their capacity right now is 10,000 vehicles. Now we know from recent months and recent delivery numbers that NIO is not quite up to that 10,000, but that's really their limit and what they could potentially produce. But to be able to increase that to double what it is currently, that should really help NIO out not only in China, but also in Europe, because they're actually going to begin delivering vehicles in Norway this September. So that's only a few months away. And so with this increased production in the next year or so, that should really help ramp up delivery numbers, not only in China, but anywhere they expand to in the next year. Now this isn't huge news because we knew that the factory was going to be coming at some point. It just was never confirmed, and we didn't know when production would begin in terms of producing vehicles and delivering them to the public. But now that it's confirmed and construction is already beginning, I think that's giving a lot more people a lot more confidence in NIO, especially seeing how NIO has been taking such a big hit in the last few months. Only in the last month, we've finally been seeing NIO start creeping back upwards. And so I think this is a very positive catalyst for a lot of investors, and it reinstills a lot of that confidence that people had last year going into the beginning of 2021. Now moving on to the licensing that NIO got in terms of their European expansion, this is another one of those things that's a big catalyst for a lot of investors. And again, it's instilling a lot of confidence And it's proving to a lot of investors that NIO is really keeping their word, and they're actually going to be approved and be able to expand to all these countries and continents that they want to at some point in the future. It was pretty expected that NIO was going to be expanding to Europe, and that's been in the talks for quite a while. But to see it actually becoming a reality with them being approved for licensing, it probably makes a lot of investors wonder how big NIO really can get and how much they're really going to be able to expand, seeing as though this first expansion into Europe is probably going to be a major success, and it's probably going to be a big hit for NIO. But for those of you who don't know exactly what this licensing is going to entail and how it's going to affect NIO, NIO basically announced that they received European whole vehicle type approval for the NIO ES8. And they also said that the EWVTA certification marks an essential foundation for NIO's entry into Norway and the European market at large. And with this approval, the NIO ES8 for Europe is officially approved for mass production and license plate registration in all European Union countries. And NIO says that they're going to deliver the NIO ES8 in Norway this September, and at the same time, NIO is going to bring Norwegian users its direct sales and service network. And again, this is really big for NIO because it proves that they're going to be successful because they've already got the licensing and they're not going to begin delivering vehicles for a few months even. And this is also coming after NIO rallied earlier this month on solid deliveries, which people were actually expecting to be a bit lower than they actually came in. So you combine that with all these other catalysts we've been seeing, and another one of those big catalysts was a price upgrade from a Citi analyst, and he only upgraded his price target by about 70 cents. But he upgraded NIO from a neutral to a buy, and that caused a mini rally for NIO's share price not too long ago. And now we're seeing all this big information about NIO's second factory and them landing licensing in Europe. And this really should instill a lot of confidence, especially if you're not investing in NIO yet. Maybe on this big rally we're seeing, where NIO's been going up about 30% this month, it may not be the best time to buy in, but it's certainly not the worst time to be buying in, especially if you have a high average share cost, and your average share cost is higher than NIO's trading for right now. It wouldn't be a bad time to bring down your average. But if you guys are just buying into NIO for the very first time, I think you guys should definitely do your own research and choose a point that you would feel comfortable buying in. I've said before that I think NIO is going to be a long-term winner, and they're going to be worth way beyond $45 in the next few years even. And so it probably wouldn't be a bad idea as long as you're planning to hold NIO for the long term. But I think too many people are too concerned about buying into a company and then selling out when they make a small profit. And if that's what people are wanting to do with NIO, I wouldn't suggest that those people buy into this company. I'm thinking of this as more of a long-term play where you could potentially double or triple your money in the next few years possibly. I mean, we've already seen NIO go up to about $66, and there's plenty of price predictions and plenty of people that think NIO is worth $100 per share. Now, I'm not personally saying I think they're worth that right now, but in the future and the next few years, I think that's a very realistic price for NIO to be trading at. Now, with all that said, keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not telling you guys to buy into NIO specifically, and you should definitely do your own research. But with all these big catalysts that we've been seeing, and to see NIO finally rallying again, I think it is instilling a lot of confidence in people who are buying into NIO and people who are considering buying into NIO. But I want to hear what you guys are doing down in the comments, and if you guys are still buying into NIO and you're still adding to your position. So let me know down in the comments if you guys are still buying in. Also, if you guys haven't signed up for Webull, make sure you guys sign up using the link in the description. And when you sign up and deposit $100, you'll actually get 2 free stocks. And those stocks are worth up to $1,800. So make sure you guys sign up before this promotion ends. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like because it really does help out the channel. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you back here in the next one. Bye.